Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Learning from Home with Teacher Rosa. Today we will talk the part two of our listening habits. This is the barriers to listening. Okay, so let's begin. The barriers to listening. We have these following objectives. We will identify the different listening barriers and give ways in addressing listening barriers. Okay, how to address them. Let's begin. In order to really be a good listener, it is important to understand some of the most common barriers to listening. Once you know these, it makes identifying and addressing them much easier. True. Okay, so while the following list does not encompass all the possible barriers that may exist, of course, there are lots, it does include the most common barriers you are likely to see and identify with. The most or the more you understand the barriers to listening, the more likely you are successful in avoiding them. Okay, so let's begin. First, we have boredom. People find it difficult to concentrate on what is being said when they are not interested in the topic or they are simply bored. Sometimes we do not like to listen because we are bored. We cannot concentrate because we are bored. We are not interested because of that. Okay, and that is a barrier to listening. Let's proceed. Here are internal issues. People often are distracted by what is going on internally, such as having a headache, being hungry, or not feeling well. All of these issues will make it more difficult to listen. Okay, some when we are not feeling well, for example, we have fever, like that. That's internal issues. Okay, next, knowing it all. So you know everything. If you are listening to someone and you believe you already know what they are going to say or the answer to what they are speaking about, you are more likely to shut out what they are saying. This is another example of why it is important to approach listening with an open mind. Of course, every person has his or her own wisdom. That's why, oh, we don't know everything. Maybe I know something that you don't know, or you know something that I don't know. That's why we have to have an open mind. All right? So that's knowing it all. Next, being preoccupied. If you have something else in your mind, it will be more difficult to listen about what is being said around you. What your mind is preoccupied with this likely to keep creeping back into your thoughts, stealing your focus. So if you're thinking about something, it keeps on going back into your mind and you are not focusing at all. Being preoccupied and daydreaming are both issues that will prevent effective listening. It's really a barrier. Okay? Let's go to environmental distractions. One of the most common things that prevents people from actually listening is the distractions that are going on around them. These environmental distractions, whether music, television, telephones, or the sound of the vacuum down the hallway, can be a big enough distraction that it makes concentration difficult for someone trying to listen. Okay, so that's a barrier to listening, also. Some environmental distractions. Okay, next, we have perception. If listeners have any bias or prejudice regarding the speaker or subject matter, it is likely that they will be focusing on their disapproval rather than what is actually being said. This is why it is important to approach listening with an open mind and relaxed attitude. Listeners' emotions play a big role in how they perceive what they are listening to, as well as the speaker. Okay? Next, red flag words. There are particular words that are hot button issues with most people. If someone is listening to someone else speak and hears particular words that the listener may be sensitive to, it could put the focus on that and become a distraction. If someone is emotional, he or she will have a more difficult time listening. Okay. Let's go to language barriers. If there are language barriers, such as someone not being a native English speaker, if you are not an English speaker yourself, or having a speech problem, it can create difficulty in how the listener takes in what is being said. Language barriers also can make it challenging for the listener to stay interested in the speaker and resist daydreaming. Correct. Okay, attention span issues. As previously mentioned, if someone suffers from a medical condition that prevents or makes it difficult for the person to pay attention, she or he most likely will not be able to listen very well. People with attention span challenges can work on trying to improve and also see a doctor for attention deficit disorder or ADD testing if they feel there may be a medical reason for their difficulties. So, which one or which of the aforementioned barriers are most common to you? Okay. So now let's go to addressing the barriers, how to address those different barriers. The most barriers to listening previously discussed can be addressed to improve your skills, your listening skills. Here are some tips. Okay. First, keep an open attitude so that you are free from bias, prejudice, or emotions that may complicate your experience. So open your mind. Okay, you accept what other people's input. That's it. Okay, next, approach speakers by giving them the same respect that you would hope someone gives you. Adhere to the old saying that we should treat others how we would want or how we would want to be treated. If you would find it offensive for people to snap their gum and look at their shoes as you are explaining something, then be sure not to engage in such activity yourself. Putting yourself in the other person's shoes is a sure way to focus on the way in which you should listen. Okay, so respect is a word in here. Next, eliminate environmental distractions, including background noise. If you have the ability to reduce or eliminate the distractions, you should make the effort to concentrate in listening. Okay. Be patient, especially if someone is having difficulty getting his or her point across or there is a language barrier. If you allow people to have time to work through what they are trying to say, they will be more successful. So, patience is a virtue. So, yeah, just be patient. Next, work on ways to focus your attention and improve your attention span. Being able to pay attention, even if it is a topic that does not interest you, will make your listening experience more beneficial. So, what's in it for me? What can it benefit to me? That's it. Now, that's all for the different barriers to listening and how to address them. If you find this video helpful, if you learned something from it, please give it a like. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much and God bless. Bye.